Hello and welcome to Contacting and Inviting. This particular skill set is it's really important, all right? It's a really important skill set that you learn. And when you learn this skill set, is really knowing that it's not just the words, it's how you speak the words. It's learning to go through the motions with the proper emotions. So if you're talking to someone and you're contacting someone, think about how many times someone has invited you someplace and they didn't seem certain or they didn't really know what they were talking about and it was confusing to you and you were like, you know what, I'm good. So it's important that when you're contacting and inviting someone, and we do it in such a way, what I'm explaining to a little bit called PS3, peak interest, shoulder plan, three-way call. When you're contacting and inviting, you have to have a level. You have to posture up. You have to have your posture right. Some people, I recommend you stand before you start calling people. Don't sit. I recommend you stand up. I recommend you breathe deep. Get your energy up. Get your yes, yes, yes. Get your drive up, get your drive up. You guys are going to see a lot of times when I'm speaking, I'll be like, vroom, vroom, getting your energy up because when you said get drive, you know, when you're sitting in that car and you're starting that engine, you're like, vroom, vroom. You hit that gas. It's something about that drives your energy and drives your power. So when you're driving this power and you're getting your vroom ready, I want to make sure you put yourself in a positive, conscious state and you be present. Because what's going to happen is if you allow yourself to be tentative, tentative has no power. And when you're tentative, you're vibrating in this world, it's weakness. And this is a universe that does not favor the timid. So do not be tentative in your approach. Be knowing. If you've been knowing that you've been asking, wishing, hoping, wanting, and praying for an opportunity, you have to contact people as though you know this is absolutely it. So the business of contacting and inviting is peak interest. That means find out if they're open, show the business plan, whether you sit down with them one-on-one, share the information via video or whatever, and then do a three-way call. Let me explain. This whole principle is simple. Don't try to explain TLC to anyone. Let the system do it for you. This is where you're going to learn the languaging of the business by letting someone else speak. You know, I train through stories all the time. And my personal sponsor, when I got involved in the company, you know, I tell people I made $5,000 my first week. But the reason why I was able to do that is because the first 3 days, I was exposing people to my sponsor. I was telling them that they have to meet her. I edified her. And that's why I want to teach you. It's not about the company itself. It's about who you are working with. You let them know that you're working with someone of grave importance. It's important that you allow yourself to remove yourself from the equation. And it's like thinking about, like we talk about Nike a lot of times. When Nike actually actually shares, when they sell their product, they don't sell the sneaker, they sell and they promote the star. And from promoting the star is what sells the product. When you're doing what we do, we promote the star, and you promote the star, which is your leadership team. Doesn't matter if they got started yesterday, you promote the star and let the star help you in your process of exposing the business. So when we have scheduled your virtual grand opening or your home party, now it's time to, we've been role playing and we've been, we had it on our schedule that we were going to, go through your contact and inviting list, which is the PS3 and the Dare to Dream. It doesn't go through your quick retail script. That means we were going to role play. And now that we have finished role playing and it's time to make some phone calls, you have to start going through the list and how we have rated and how we have gone through it together, right? So when you start your list and start going through your list, and again, because you're on a short period of time and you have the 30 minutes or an hour that you was dedicated to making phone calls because it was on your calendar, you do nothing but that. Don't check your phones, turn the phone off, be completely present with the fact that you have a job and you found $5 million and it was your goal, and the only way you can get a $5 million yourself, you must give away $5 million. I promise you're going to call everybody and say, listen, and you got to give everybody $100,000. You're going to be calling everybody saying, listen, I got 100. And you'll be calling with an energy and a vibration that you don't care if people say no, they don't believe you, they don't trust you. And you got a deadline and you're going to get your $5 million. You will go hard. But the thing is this, people in Total Life Changes have literally made $5 million in income and more. And because of that, you've shown people that you have something that they can literally transform and transition their lives forever. So when you're calling your first person, let's say your first person is Jeff. You say, hey, Jeff, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm tied up. I need a few minutes to run something past you. Will you be free around 7 o'clock to talk about it? 7 o'clock tonight to talk about it? Now, the reason why you do that, guys, is because if you call somebody and say, what you doing at 7, you notice how many times, because how we've been conditioned, you say, listen, hey, Jason, what you doing at 7 o'clock? Jason's going to say, I'm busy. Why? You know how we like to say, I'm busy. Why? Then we want to know what you're calling for. All right. Then when you say something that we don't want to do, oh yeah, I'm tired. I'll be busy at the time. We tell them that, well, I have something. I got money I'm giving away. Oh yeah, I can make that. See, the thing is this, people they like to qualify if their time is going to be, if they want to be able to give their time to you. So you qualify their time by calling and saying, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm tied up, but I need a few minutes to run something past you. Will you be free tonight at 7 to talk about it? And some are going to say, wow, what's going on? Listen, I told you I'm busy right now. I'm tied up, but I want to run something past you at 7 o'clock tonight. And they're going to tell you, yes, I'll be free at 7. Could you wait for the yes? Then you say, great, because I launched the biggest project of my life with a couple of millionaires. But before I give you the details, based off of where you are in your life right now, and it's the right project for you, are you open? You basically asking them, are they open to earn some extra revenue, get some time freedom? Because if you know they're already successful, I already know you're successful. Are you open to looking at other ways of how you can generate revenue, or maybe even get some time freedom back? All the thing is, you want to let them know that what you launched a big project. And you say, are you open? And then again, you're waiting for them to say yes. If they say yes, great. Grab a pen. We call that GAP. Gap them, G-A-P. That means grab a pen, give them the instructions, and let people follow the instructions. Don't just say, can you get a pen, please? Say, grab a pen. Talk to them like they're your friend. Grab a pen. They're going to grab the pen. All right. They're going to say, listen, tonight at 7 o'clock or whatever time that's on the scheduled time that you schedule with your sponsor or your leadership team that have your launch call or your home party, tonight at 7, I'm having a private conference call and webinar for a hand-selected group that's interested in earning $1,000 to $3,000 a week part-time. I highly respect these successful business partners. So before I give it to you, I have to have a guarantee yes right now that you'll be on and on time. And the thing is, guys, to be firm and be stern, because people look for leaders. They look for leadership. If you talk as a leader and you talk as though you found something different, something about that knowing is going to have people saying, yes, I'll be there. Because our job is to get confirmations. And our confirmations, we normally looking to get, it's something that I'm going to teach you later on and how I look to get the numbers, but we look to get a certain amount of confirmations to get them on the call. So to get people confirmed, not the ones who say, let me see, if I can make time to get people confirmed on the call, you have to let them know that you have to have a firm guarantee, because you have to speak with them as though you have a limited amount of slots. I only got 5 slots. You're one of them. You cannot miss the call. You have to talk with a certainty. I promise you, I was broke when I got started. Didn't care about my bank account. Broke is a temporary status. Poor is a mindset. One thing we don't have, you and I, is a poor mindset. We could fix broke. I fix broke quickly. But mindset is what I'm working with people on right now, is for you to understand that you have to be certain. And in that certainty, you talk with that strength, and you're going to have people say, yes, I promise you I'll be on. Great. But when they say yes, you say, great. Okay, here's the number and webinar, and you can actually shoot them a text, or you can write it to them, right? Give it to them and write the number down. All right. I'll say, I'm going to shoot you the text. You send me back a confirmation that you got the text, but you let them know, here's the number and webinar. They say, shoot me a text when you're on, so you won't be bumped off. And again, the reason why you're doing that is so that you will have a confirmation that they are on the call. Many times people, they'll try to get on and don't want to say they're on. They'll try to hop on and try to be quiet because they think someone's going to sell them. No one's going to sell them. I don't sell freedom. You either want freedom or you don't. If you want freedom, I'm going to mentor you and coach you and show you how to get it. Success breeds success. And you're going to breed success but you have to allow yourself to stay around successful people and always focus on your own success. Not worrying about if somebody says no, they don't show up. You stay focused on your own success. So once you give them the information, you tell them to text you when they're on tonight so they don't get bumped off, because you want to let them know that if you don't confirm, they're going to block the call. If you don't confirm, anybody who don't confirm, they're going to get them off the call, because these guys are highly trained professionals. So they're going to shoot you the text and they're going to tell you you're on, and that will help you to know who you can call back and follow back up with that they were on the call. All right. Then you you give them the live or recorded number at that time. Then you say, see you then, I got to go. If they start asking questions, I told you I don't have a lot of time. I'll see you on the call. All your questions will be answered tonight at 7 or 8 or 6 or whatever the time was that your leadership team gave it to you. If you tell somebody and you say, listen, I launched the biggest project of my life, all right, or you ask them, are they in a place that they're open to listen about how they can change their life, or they open right now and they'll tell you no, great, I'll talk to you soon, I must go. Then you hang up the phone. Great, I will talk to you soon, I must go. Hang up. Don't try to explain. Don't say, well, I'll give it to you, let me see. If they start telling you, well, I'll see if something else, do not give it to nobody if they are not certain they're going to be on. Because what's going to happen, guys, is that it's going to tear you down when you start letting someone who is comfortable in their own situation, or they don't want to follow instructions to see how they can actually. People will play the lottery. They follow instructions to play the lottery and win the lottery, but they won't, because this business is still the same opportunity. But because it tend to be dressed in overalls and disguised in a word called work, people don't believe this is the blessing that they were looking for. But you have to know that it is. So make sure that you get a confirmation before you get it. They say they say no. Great, I'll talk to you soon, I must go, and you hang up the phone. Sometimes they're going to call you back and say, hey, I do want the information. Or they're going to text you back and say, because they're going to see that you're showing up different than you ever showed up before. Now, this is important. Immediately after the call, because once they get on the call tonight and you're on the call, we're going to do a live presentation for them, right? And if I'm doing a live presentation, or even if you have invited, you say the same thing. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, I'm having this at my house. Be at my house. Could you check? I won't be free until 7 o'clock on Thursday. Will you be free on Thursday at 7? Yeah, great. Meet me at my house. Meet me at this address. Meet me here. You got to be there. I launched the biggest project of my life. So whether it's the virtual grand opening or a home party, you're going to use the same enthusiasm. Just maybe the home party may be a few days out to give you enough time to get people there. All right, but the home party, the launch call or the virtual grand opening, we don't do a virtual grand opening call 5 days later. We don't invite people to something 5 days later, because 5 days later they won't be there. It's only a phone call. In the same way you get random calls and you pick it up, a person can pop on a random call right then. They ask you, how much time does it take? So are you currently earning the type of revenue income that you want to make? Are you currently earning a 6 or 7 figure income right now? No. Well, then great. The people on this call, they are going to be there. Whatever time that it takes is going to take. I can tell you this, it won't take long, but you got to put in your mind that whatever time it's going to take is going to take. But I know it's going to probably be about 20, 25, 30 minutes or so. All right. But you still have to be strong. I know that because a person will watch 5 videos on their phone and spend 45 minutes watching fights and cats and all type of different things, right? That they'll spend 30, 40 minutes watching videos on their phone. So that means they have the time. You have to make sure you talk with a strength that they'll be willing to make the time and give you their time and invest time in you. All right. So immediately after the conference call or the webinar, or the sizzle call that you may give, maybe a quick 3-minute call, some quick information you might have sent somebody to, immediately afterwards, you ask the prospect, what did you like best about what you heard? Ask them exactly that. What did you like best about what you heard? Write it down again and again. Don't ask them, what do you think? You don't care what they think. Because I think it was told long. I think that it was this. I think they don't, if they're not your coach, they're not your mentor, what they think is irrelevant. So all you want to know is, what did you like best? So it prompts them to think about something important or something smart or something that was a good takeaway for them. So what did you like best about what you heard? Let them tell you, I like the money, I like the timing, I like the opportunity, I like the people that were speaking. Then you tell them at that point when they're talking, you be quiet and you listen. And that's really important, that you're quiet and you listen. And once they tell you what they like best, your only response should be, great. What package do you want to get started with? Because if they're telling you great things about it, you have to assume that they see and they heard what you heard. So you say, great, what package do you want to get started with? Because the presentation was already talking about how they can get started with different packages. And you have the application in hand ready to start taking the information. All right. So once you go through that process, guys, and you share that with them, that's going to be the first phase of this. So what goes on after that, and I'm going to make sure that I change the next slide. What's going to happen after that, guys, is when they actually say, you know what, everything sounds good. I like what you're saying. Give me 1 second. Let me share the screen real quick, guys. Look at this right back up for you guys real quick. All right. So once you have actually, they said to you, okay, hold 1 second. It sounds good, but I have some questions first. So as soon as they say it sounds good, but I have some questions, just say, great. I know how you feel because I felt the same way, but I'm very new to the company and I'm still in training. So what I want to do is introduce you to my senior business partner. That means you don't ask them, can you do a three-way call? You don't ask them, is it okay to talk? If they tell you, no, you tell me, listen, I'm new, I'm in training. You got to help me. I got to talk. I got to get you on the phone so I can learn. Well, I don't want to buy anything. I don't care if you want to buy it. It's irrelevant. I need you on the call because I am in training. You're my family. You're my brother, my sister, my cousin. I'm learning. I need you on the call because I'm learning to see how this process goes. All right. My mentor is a 7-figure income earner. He's a 6-figure income earner. He's very successful in the business. Even if they just got started, my mentor is very successful in the business. Success means they just following instructions and showing up. I got to get them on a phone call because it's only what's going to happen is by you getting someone else on a phone call, it shifts the dynamics of how, so your friends will tell you no and know that they'll still be your friends. But also your friends only know you for being Junebug from the streets or being this person that's who you always been. They don't know you for being successful in this. You may be successful in something else, but they don't know you for being successful in this. So you have to get them on the phone with someone else who's successful in this. All right. Then after that, you tell them, so listen, when you say, hold 1 second, I want to introduce you to my senior business partner. Then you let them know, now this is the time when you start to edify. I'm going to do another video on edification by itself. But this is the time that you begin to edify your team expert. And you say to them in the very beginning, before you learn how other ways of edifying, edification is simply a form of talking highly about someone. You talk highly about someone, someone's going to want to see, they're going to want to meet the person you're talking about. So you say, listen, this person, Mr. and Mrs. Scott, and you always use your leadership's last name. Never call them. Don't say this is Jason, because you want to show that you have a level of respect. The same way you would introduce your teacher, this is Miss this, or the same way we have been taught that means respect. You make sure, or you introduce somebody, by their last name when you know that that person's a person of high level of respect. That's what you do here, and in doing so, it's gonna make you feel more important. So when you say this person knows 100% of the information, this person loves to help people, this person makes a serious income, this person loves to have fun. You can say, Mr. Scott, he knows 100% information. Mr. Scott, he loves helping people. Mr. Scott, he makes a serious income, he loves to have fun, and he's highly sought after. All right? But then after that, you say, hold on, let me get him on the line. Keep this in mind. This is a caveat. Prior to you doing the call, make sure you already have contacted your leadership and let them know that you have someone who's on the video watching the call. Or after they did the call, you said, listen, Mr. Scott, I'm about to return some phone calls from people who listen to the launch call. Are you available? Because you may have done the call, but right after the call, I may have another call, but somebody in your leadership team may be available for answering three-way calls. So you always want to confirm with the 2 or 3 people up your line of lineage to see who will be available for three-way calls to help you. All right. And I will teach you through another training call on how to do a successful three-way call. All right. So when you're going through this process and you're actually, you have edified your leadership, you say, hold 1 second, let me get them on the phone line. You conduct a 3-way call with your team expert that's listed on the Dare to Dream when you did the welcome calls, right? And this is important. So listen, be sure to tell your team expert what the person liked best about the call. All right. Now, this make sure only you and the expert are on the line when you're speaking, and then you connect. Then you be quiet, you listen, and you learn. Only you and the expert are on the line. So when you got Mike on the other line, he said, hold 1 second, let me get him on the phone. You already know that you've texted me earlier and I told you I'd be available for 3-way calls. Hey, Mr. Scott, hey, what's going on? Listen, I have Mike on the other line. Mike just listened to the launch call. He was on the call. He went to a home party. He watched the 24-hour video on demand. And I want to do a 3-way call, and I'm going to say to you, so what did the person like best? Well, he liked this because this will help me prompt to know what direction the conversation goes in. If someone said they like the money, I'm going to talk and lead the conversation towards money. If someone said they like something about the product, I'm going to lead the conversation about products. They say something about they like the fact of working with leadership, I'm going to talk about leadership. Talk about the fact that there's a system, I'm going to talk about a system. Whatever they told you, but also when you 3-way me in, I'm going to ask them the same thing. And when I ask them, they may tell me something different that they didn't tell you. All right. So always remember, that's what you do and that's what you teach. All right. You do the same thing with your people. The 3-way call is for you. What I'm doing with you right now is for you to learn how to do this with someone else on your team. The faster you learn how to listen to what I'm doing that's why you listen and you learn so that you can be prepared. So take notes with the intention that you must do and you must teach. So make sure only you and the expert on the phone line when you're speaking, then you connect, you be quiet, you listen, and you learn. Your team expert. That means once I get them on the phone and I'm talking and I'm asking questions, they tell me what they like best and I'm talking to them for a little bit, then I will invite them because they may say, listen, they want some more information because after I talk and say, are you ready to get started? They may say yes, and I'm going to tell you, get your application out and fill it out. Or they may say, listen, I got some more questions. Great. Then your team expert will invite your prospect to the next step. All right. And that person will schedule a follow-up. Whether I may say, great, thank you for getting on the call. Congratulations. But I know he got you on the call today, but tomorrow at his home, he's actually having a home party. He's actually having a grand opening at his home. I want you to come through. And I may invite them to your home party. I may invite them to another conference call. I may invite them for a 101 Zoom to meet them, a hotel event. Like I'm doing in a couple of days, 24-hour replay. If they haven't gone through that already, they may have just been on a launch call, and I may put them back on another call where they can watch. I may send them to your website for them to read something because some people may want to read. Because when people are saying they know 100% of the information, that person is a person who hears that because they're an information-based person. A person who loves to help people, they heard that. So everything that I'm talking to them about is based off of how they told me that, because when you said to them that the person makes money, he's loving having fun, there's 4 personality styles of people, and you're covering all of that. And when you're saying that, so when I'm leading people through, based off of who they are, they may just want to come to a meeting. They may want to go read something. They may want all the information. They just may want to meet, see how they can make money. All this stuff. So I'm teaching you what to be prepared for. So you know it's more than just what you're reading on the screen right now. So make sure you're taking some notes and listen to this over and over and over so you can learn some skill sets on this, right? This is going to be really important. All right. And then after that, I may get them to the website, or I may invite them to a one-on-one so I can sit down with them, or I may instruct you to get the application information because they have said that now they are ready. Then after that, when you're done, be sure to thank your team expert for their time because you want to show the person that you have a high level of respect for your leadership. So in turn, when they join the business, they will in turn have a high level of respect for you as well. All right. So you say you thank your expert for their time, and then after that, he's gonna say, you're welcome. One team, one dream, 1,000 families. Go ahead. And then after that, you tell your prospect, I will see you or talk to you then. Because if we schedule another time, We will schedule a time that they're going to watch it. I'm going to confirm what time they'll be available. I'm going to confirm what time they're going to meet or whatever. And then I'll confirm what time they're going to be done. And then you just say, I will talk to you then. Then you hang up the phone. Nothing else, you hang up. Never continue the conversation after the expert has scheduled the appointment. Always bam fam, book a meeting from a meeting. Always bam fam your people to the next thing. Most people need several exposures, and that's a training that I'm gonna give you later. They need several exposures before they join. So you must put them through several things. And many of you may have gone through several. You may have gotten some tea. You went on got on the website. You watched a couple of videos. You saw somebody on Facebook. You may have came to a home party. You may have gotten a launch call. You may have done 6 or 7 things yourself. So most people go through several exposures before they get started. So that's your training, guys, on contacting and inviting. I'll see you on another one of our video online trainings. Always remember, given the sum total of all your decisions, you cannot change who you are, but given new life, new vision, new unity, you can change who you become. So with that, today, not tomorrow, but like right now, today, let's all just become. You guys have a great and powerful new you.